Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Ladies Night, everyone. Uh, this is the host, Dame Frankie, and my co-host, Abena Abeko. Thank y'all for coming. Thanks, people, for coming in. Start with our strong people. Truth is, Yvette W, Mother Earth, and of course, Honey Spice E. All right, so Ladies Night. Okay, I was trying to think of what to talk about for Ladies Night. I just too heavy. So imagine my surprise. I'm half asleep. I fell asleep watching the news, and was catching early morning news. And there was something about a tiger is loose. So I'm from Louisiana. The first thing I thought about was Mike the Tiger for LSU. I mean not LSU, LSU. Mike the Tiger for LSU. I was like, he's loose, you know. So in my house, I said, I'm gonna figure it out later. So when I went looking for it, it turned out it wasn't Mike the Tiger. The tiger wasn't running loose in Louisiana. Actually, the tiger was in a Houston residential area in Texas. Imagine I'm surprised. There's a police officer that lives in the neighborhood. He got a gun on the tiger, but he's reluctant to shoot it. Okay, I don't get this. Tiger, dangerous animal, residential area. Kids could be all over the place. Because it's a young tiger. The tiger is about 9, 10 months old. This is not a 9, 10 month old baby. This tiger um is way bigger than any of our kids. It still has hunting instincts. In fact, if you look at the video, what it seemed to be doing is stalking. Now, we're not talking about no stalker peeping in the windows, looking at the girl, following her around. No, no, no. When an animal stalking you, is looking at you as prey. So, Abra,
Right.
in Africa, we always imagine animals running around in Africa. What would happen if a tiger was running loose in a neighborhood in Ghana?
This being funny. Okay. You see, in Africa like this, the most of animals walk around like the goat, the sheep, and the cows walk around without being tied. So if tiger is walking around without being tied, so it's not going to harm anybody. So when the people being afraid of the tiger, shouldn't be harm them or kill their children or something. So firstly thing they have to protect their family from the tiger because the tiger have not been coming to the house or have been not been coming around like the way sheep or goats or dogs have been doing, walking around, and then even especially man chickens and then the hens walking around. So when you see a tiger in your neighborhood, you have to protect yourself. Whether you have to find a gun or something else to protect your family from it. Because, okay, assuming when he come to your house, he can chew everyone in the house if you don't have a gun or you don't have something to kill this tiger. Even whether it's a baby tiger or it's a big tiger, it doesn't matter. Any tiger is a tiger.
Hmm. Yeah.
So when
Uh,
we've seen that we've been running away from our lives, I've been seeing some since I was born in my life, in my neighborhood. Yeah.
Hello. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
I thought she had dropped
yes,
off.
can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, might be my connection. Sorry, chat. I know you
Okay.
know where I am. I'm in Africa and our network is not that good for yeah. Yeah, as I was saying, I said when I see a tiger in my neighborhood and it's just walking around with somebody holding it, I might find a gun for the first thing to protect myself. Or maybe a tree or a knife so that this tiger is not going to harm me or kill me or chew me.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah,
but this police officer was at home. He had a gun. He had the gun aimed towards the tiger. He kept trying to get it to back up. It came out of somebody's house. And then out of nowhere, this man comes and snatch the tiger away and take off. So the police are after them. Turns out there's a large exotic animal problem uh, going on, and people are making these animals pets. And I'm like, okay, maybe I don't
yeah,
understand,
but you cannot make a tiger a pet.
but
Yeah, you
but
cannot make a tiger a pet. Yes, you can make any other animal a pet. The tiger is kind of crazy, and he can even turn his back on you just a few seconds. So you can't say tiger is
yeah.
my pet. No,
But there's some people that believe it. They figure if you get it young enough, it'll know you, and you can domesticate the tiger or the lion or any other big cat. I was like, you can't even domesticate a regular little house cat. A cat. What makes you think you're gonna be able to domesticate a big cat who got all kind of instincts?
right,
Uh, in full grade mode. Even if you bred it yourself, it was born around you. Those instincts are pretty strong. It ain't been domesticated ever. Okay, you hear stories about uh these places where kings and whatever had these animals as pets, but they didn't have it in their house. They had a whole separate area for these animals. Uh-huh. So I personally think that's
right,
something people do. I can't imagine a black person wanting a pet tiger or a pet lion or any of these other types of big cats. Now you get those that's curious and you see videos where they seem to be with one. No, 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 no. That's not their pet. That's just a temporary accessory that looks good and make them. But they don't keep that. They know that you know keeping that as a pet is very dangerous. You make the wrong move, catch the tiger on the wrong day, you're food. You're gonna get eaten or you're gonna get hurt real
right.
bad. Cause these things, let me see, the tigers full grown could be about what 300 pounds. Even though it's on all fours, if it was to go up on two legs, it would be about 7, 8 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this man ran off with the tiger. They believe it's the owner, and that he's part of some erotic animal ring. So um they going after him. So but during the update, they caught him, and it turns out that he's not the owner at all.
So as soon as So that means they
And
don't know the owner of the tiger.
they don't know the time. And he took off and hid the tiger somewhere, or brought it somewhere. Nobody knows. He ain't talking. So let's see. Okay, so let me do my copyright thing so we can get on with this. All right.
Yeah, we need to let people see what is going on, and when they find it in their neighborhood, they will know what they're going to do. Yeah, they cannot be sitting there and watch them like that. Yeah, because if it is cat, I know when it is cat, you know how to play with your pet, a cat, or you have the dog, you know how to play with the dog, and you know how to hold a dog and talk to dog. But tiger, it's going to be difficult. It's not even a monkey, a tiger. I'm not going to joke with a tiger. Even whether it's a baby tiger or a mommy tiger, I'm not going to joke with it because every tiger is a tiger. And you see, like for instance, like dog and cat. Okay, I can play with cat. I can play with dog because I know you can talk to dog easy. But how can you calm tiger down if he's crazy? You can make tiger calm down to listen to what you are saying. Nah, whatever he want to do, he will do it before he will be like, "Oh, I wanted to save my life, but you have been done." So me, I'm not gonna play with any tiger and say tiger is my pet. I don't think people that they joke with tiger, they actually want them to be their pets. I think they just bring them to the community to harm people over there or to destroy children.
Well, it's really not like the apple really don't fall far from the tree. When you look at what black people do to each other right now, today, it's no wonder that our kids are crazy and they have the same destructive mentality. You know what I'm saying? Black people have been reduced to a
Right.
dog eat dog type of mentality. You know, they've many of them have given up, and it's all about how comfortable that they can be in this society. Damn anyone else. That's pretty much what it is right now. There is no more unity. Well, if there ever was, I believe the slaves were more unified than we were. Some people can say, well, they were forced into unity, but hell, it was still unity nonetheless. Today, we don't have any unity. If we don't have any regard for each other, it's just one monster after another destroying as many other blacks as they possibly can in order to survive. We've been reduced to a race now that's trying to pretty much adopt a syndrome, to where we fall in love with our captors, and we're more interested now in getting the biggest biscuit that the master can throw at us. We want to find the softest bed to lay in. We want to find the nicest area of life to live in and hope that white supremacy don't find us. You know, it seems like the fight has been knocked out of us. And the way we tear each other down and the way we go after each other, I'm surprised we still even in existence to today. We won't last much longer. Not at this rate, not with this kind of mentality. You can forget about it.
Okay.
Hmm. And
Right.
you know what? We engage in what I call self-destructive warfare, to where personality has become like if you have a personality that people like, you pretty much become like a lieutenant or a general, or you become like a de facto leader of a particular space or group if you have a likable personality, right? And people who like that personality, they will align themselves with you and destroy other black personalities.
Uh-huh.
Hmm. That's what's going on right now. That's what's going on social media too. You can see on social media where we have all these powerful black platforms who should be working together as one massive unit. They're all working
Right.
independent of each other and against one or the other.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because they don't
To
care about
divide.
their black women, so they have love for this pet.
Well, the thing about us is we don't care about anything because drama isn't anything. We seem to be more
Right.
interested in drama and BS, and that is our
Yeah,
downfall.
yeah, and we cannot be there for we being drama all the time. See, when we do this thing for a long time, it's because we have been into drama for a long time now. When we doesn't change our drama lens, I tell you, we cannot move forward as a black people. We will be
See what
where
you
we are without moving
see
an
what you have to
inch.
see what you have to do, right? You have to talk about you have to create content because if you try to tell the truth about what's happening to us, it won't sound right. Okay, if
Right.
you start naming names, if you start naming names and pointing fingers, it won't sound right. It'll sound like you're hating people. It'll sound like you're bitter because you're not getting any shine. People won't actually see the truth. What they'll see is you as a nuisance because they've been self-trained to see the truth as something bad and the lie is something good. So,
Right. But it's better you speak the truth or you point fingers on the truth more than you
well,
leave
no,
the truth to be said and then you people will lose.
yeah, there's very little truth that you can tell on here. Um, most people won't listen to you.
Okay.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And you have people who are disloyal, right? People who say that they're with you because you speak the truth, and as soon as drama comes up, they give you their backs to look at.
Because they have weak mentality and their mind
Hmm.
is weak.
Hmm.
That's why they get back and they don't want to be with you because they know you are speaking the truth. And instead of them to help you to push the truth out, they will rather,
Hmm.
because of the drama, they will rather make you downfall. And
Hmm.
that is the way it is.
Well, the way I see it is this, right? Eventually, all the drama is going to catch up to us, and
Uh-huh.
because we don't listen to the truth and we think drama is so good. Once drama catch up to us in a bad way, there won't be anything anybody can do about it. And then when that drama really hits you hard and it's hurting your family and it's killing people in your family, then we'll see how funny it was. We'll see how interesting it was then.
Right.
Well, I, I think it's because people just love distraction. Um,
No, it's just no. Basically, what it is that we have people who have personalities who've turned into tyrants and they're greedy and they have no regard for anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the problem I got with it all is that we have tons of black people following the wrong thing. You're following the wrong thing, but you're still asking for solutions. And you're willfully following the wrong thing, but you still expect solutions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you're, I'm sorry, I'm eating too, y'all. If you're willfully following the wrong thing, then you can't possibly be looking for a solution. Because if you were looking for a solution, you wouldn't be willfully following the wrong thing. Make sense?
Yeah.
So we can sit up here and talk about it and sound like we're bitter and sore, or we can just be funny and
Mm-hmm.
have some fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because we
that's
can't
right.
because we can't change it. Because there's something wrong with us. We're broken people mentally, and for some reason, real crisis information, it just doesn't hit us right. When we hear people in a crisis, or when we hear people talking about something that's hurting us, instead of us going to that person and want to help and try to rectify it, we actually go to the person or the place that's creating the problem and support that in spite of the person that's complaining about the problem. So it's like, okay, you're saying that they over here, you're saying that the manosphere is over here promoting violence towards black women and it's getting black women killed. So
Mm-hmm.
instead of supporting you, I'm gonna go support the manosphere in spite of you, just to piss you off. That's the kind of black people we have on social media.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but you see, we see those people on social media, and it looks like we are the same people supporting them, and we make them famous on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of
Right.
us, the one that is speaking the truth, we make them the famous. We don't do that. We
Now,
rather,
now look at all the support that Kevin Samuels get.
right?
You have any idea how many times his name has been mentioned? It's probably approaching the Guinness Book of World Records at this point.
Mm-hmm.
All this publicity he gets, negative or positive, it bodes well for him. He's in the area right now, right? That all publicity is good publicity, even the negative publicity.
Mm-hmm.
It's good publicity. Because if it's negative and reach people who haven't heard it before, they're intrigued and they want to talk to him. So they'll spend money to bring him in just to talk to him. So he done reached the point to where nothing you can say will bother him. As a matter of fact, anything you say about him is going to help him, whether it be negative or positive. So you can talk to your blue in the
Right.
face. All you're doing is helping him. He's invincible right now. There's nothing you can do. Anything you say is going to work in his favor, no matter what it is. I mean, he's got celebrities attacking him for crying out loud.
Yeah, that's why they don't care because they know when we are trying to say anything that they were doing, which is not good, it makes
He's
them
got
make high and popular, so they don't care about whatever we are saying.
he's got celebrities with his name in their mouths.
Hmm.
Celebrities got their name in his mouth. I mean, got his name in their mouths. It's a
Right.
waste of time to talk about him now because no matter what you say, it's going to work in his favor. I gotta give it to him. That's quite the accomplishment. The last person I seen that was a billionaire named Jerry Jones. He owned the Dallas Cowboys. And we don't have a stop mechanism in our mind when it comes down to drama and bullshit. We don't have a stop mechanism. We don't have a an end mechanism. We don't have a enough mechanism. So somebody can literally feed us the same stuff over and over and over again. They're gonna keep going over there. They're gonna keep listening.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't help when you have other black men supporting him, and good and supposedly good black men supporting him. But but are they're making it sound like we women are being overly sensitive about what he's saying. Mm. All right, so um, well, I guess that's it for the Tiger in Houston. All right, all right. Let me go ahead and do my copyright. So there's other stuff. This channel may contain content not authorized for use by its owner. However, according to Section 107 of the Copyright Act of the United States, the fair use of copyrighted work for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, research is not an infringement of copyright. All right. Now, okay, for all you smokers out there. All right. All right, so you have urge you need to have a little smoke. So you go to your car, have some peace, smoke your cigarette, and then decide you're going to put a little hand sanitizer before you go in. Just one thing, your cigarette is still lit, and a freak accident. I don't think it's a freak accident. I just think is uh he wasn't thinking.
Excuse me.
Uh,
Sorry about that.
huh.
This is about the guy who
Yeah.
car went up in flames because he was smoking a cigarette with the hand sanitizer, flammable.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
wonder if he could sue.
How you gonna sue? It says right there on the bottle, flammable.
Hmm.
Uh huh. It says, uh,
Let's just get
how
to the
much for
video.
finished alcohol? Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Here we go. Oop. Shoot. So it went the other way. All right. Hold on. Okay. What the heck?
Who was that?
I don't know. The auto play was running, so that's the next video.
I guess he showed up. Be right back. Okay.
Okay.
Minor burns, and non-life-threatening injuries.
Okay. Let's do this again.
New this morning, a driver was burned and his car destroyed after a very bizarre accident. Firefighters say there was ignition as the man used hand sanitizer while smoking a cigarette. This was the scene yesterday in Rockville, Maryland. The man was taken to the hospital with minor burns and non-life-threatening injuries.
All right. All right, if anybody can hear me, put a one in the chat. Okay.
All right, everybody. Sorry about that. All right. So sorry about that, everybody. Having a little technical issue. Okay, $26 million. You won. You won it, but you can't claim it. Why can't you claim your $26 million? Is it because you fighting? You and another person got claim to it? No, because you didn't check your pockets
Well,
and.
listen.
Mhm.
Well, apparently the ticket wasn't. It didn't really mean that much to her. But she left it in the.
In her
I mean,
pocket.
yeah. I let it go. I mean, imagine losing that kind of money.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Okay. Now, as far as we know, we don't know if they're going to let her get the money. Probably not, since they can't really verify it. They know that the ticket was purchased, but they can't really verify that she purchased the ticket. So she may be out of luck,
mm,
unfortunately. But anyway, let's get out of that. That don't seem like a very exciting thing to talk about. Let's move on to something else.
okay. Well, there's the Georgia woman. There's the Georgia woman who kidnapped some twins.
What about that Becky?
Okay, all right. So there's a Becky to get back at her fiance. She been
Now,
threatening him.
do you have pictures of this Becky?
Yeah.
All right, put this woman on the screen. So the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because this is the kind of woman. Now they dog black women about every single thing that happens.
Mhm.
They blame black women for every single thing that happens. But whenever Becky does something, they don't want to talk about it. Well, we're going to talk about it.
Uh huh.
Now, this particular Becky, the woman that they praise over black women, we seem to hear it ad nauseum that white women are better than black women and that black women are the least desired, right? We
Mhm.
seem to hear that all the time. And so, since the manosphere don't want to talk about how reckless and dangerous their Beckys are, they just seem to want to talk about black women. All right, then we'll take it upon ourselves to tell them and the rest of the world how reckless and dangerous and deadly these Beckys are. Now, this particular Becky stabbed her 10-month-old baby boy to death and made a video for the father, didn't she?
Uh, yeah, for a fiance. Yep, for his father. Mm-hmm.
All right, listen, I need you to play a song. We're going to take a quick break,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And I need you to put a quick song on for a second.
Okay.
Get put I don't know, throw on some, throw on that Erica by the window seat.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break, everybody. We're going to regroup, and we'll be back after this music break. Take her off the screen.
Okay.
Abby, go on mute, please. Make sure you go on mute too when you play the music day. Okay, we don't hear the music. All right, everybody, welcome back to Ladies Night. About to regroup. All right, everybody, come off mute. Everybody, come off mute.
Okay.
All right, put that article back up.
Mm. There you go.
All right, now. What's the story on this thing we have on the screen?
Okay. She's been threatening her fiance for a while, and she said when he comes Monday, um, he'll be horrified what he sees.
And so
Turns
she made a
out, mhm.
so she made a video.
um, she texted him. Uh, um, I didn't see anything
What did
about
the
a
article
video.
say? What did the article say?
Okay. All right. Virginia mother face. Let's see. Sarah Whitney Gnu allegedly texted her fiance and threatened him about the horrific scene he would find when he got home Monday night. A Virginia mother faced murder charge after allegedly stabbing her 10-month-old son to death and seriously wounding her 8-year-old daughter, says police. On Monday night, Newport police officers responded to a call about a female in distress at an apartment on Hilltop Drive, according to a release, and found what Chief Stephen Drew described at a press conference as a horrific scene. The fiance of Sarah Whitney Gnu, 35, has allegedly received threats by text from her describing the scene that he would see when he came home, Drew said. Officers who entered the apartment found the boy and the girl suffering from multiple stab wounds. The officer who went across the threshold and entered the apartment, the things they saw, they will remember for the rest of their careers. Both of
Okay.
mhm,
All right, we don't need to hear anymore. Put her picture back up there again. Let's see what she looks like again.
mhm,
Now
right
here's
in the
someone that looks
wheelhouse.
like now here's someone that looks like Barney Rubble from the Flintstones. And this is who black men put over black women. This Becky stabbed her 10-month-old baby boy to death and tried to murder her 8-year-old daughter, and then text the father about what he's going to see when he comes home. But this is the type of woman that the manosphere, they praise this type of woman, right?
Mhm,
This is the type of woman that they say is better than black women. This is the type of woman that they say is desired above black women. These are the type of women that they like. They don't like black women, and every time something happens with a black woman, they blame the black woman. I wonder why they're not blaming this Becky. Why they aren't talking about this Becky? Is it because this is the type of woman that they praise above all? This is their prize catch in all of her glory. Now, maybe it's just me,
mhm.
but does she looks more like a fat white boy?
uh, yeah, yeah.
This looks like a fat white boy. This don't even look like a fat white man. This is like a fat white boy. And this is who they say is better than black women. These are the type of women I want y'all to see that they're putting over black women. White women that look like fat white boys who are murdering their children. Now, this fat white boy murdered a 10-month-old baby boy, stabbed him repeatedly,
Yeah.
and then tried to do the same with the daughter, but the daughter survived. And then was gully enough and gangster enough to text the father and told the father what he was going to see when he came home. Now, I wonder why she's not being talked about. If this was a black woman, they would be making videos about her and say, you see, this is all black women. This is what black women are doing. How come they aren't making videos saying this is all white women? This is what white women are doing. See, they don't want to talk about this, but we're going to talk about it. We're not going to let it slide. And the reason why we're not going to let it slide because over here, we're pro-black. We're pro-black woman over here. Now, that probably don't mean much to anyone else in the grand scheme of things, but it means a lot to us. And we want you to see the kind of women, we want you to see the truth about the kind of women that they prefer over black women. Now, this fat white boy or woman has been brought up on charges.
Yeah, she's been brought on
Now,
charges.
now my whole thing about this is that why is now we had a fool on here, Pooh Bear, who said that he tried to go with a white woman, but she was a little bit too wild for him. Well, maybe Pooh Bear had good sense. Maybe he recognized that Becky that he was trying to get with was something like the one you saw on the screen. And he said, well, you know what? I don't feel like getting murdered. And he decided not to go with her. Maybe that was the best decision old Pooh Bear made in his whole life, right? Because he probably could have ended up like that 10-month-old baby, stabbed multiple times. Now, understand something. These people are murdering children.
Yeah.
They're murdering children. Now, black women are out here getting murdered, and their children are getting murdered. But yet they're the least desired, and they're the most problematic, and they're the most dangerous. When you look at this Becky, they are murdering children. They're murdering their husbands too. But this is who they prefer. Okay, what is all that background noise?
I'm not.
Take a good look at this fat again. Be honest with yourselves. Are you looking at a heavy set white woman, or are you looking at a heavy set white boy? It looks like a white boy to me.
Well, she sure fits their type. Heavyset Becky. Yeah, she does look like some of these little boys. hmm Even down to the piercing above the lip.
Yeah.
Wow.
Looks like one of them goth white boys that's into that goth shit. You know, with all that macabre shit that they be wearing. He probably is a gay. But this is what they're putting over black women. I want y'all to take a good look at this. This is what they're bragging about. These are the type of women that they say look better than black women, are the most desired over black women, and they are status symbols. So this, what you see here on the screen, is a status symbol.
Status of My I put my children, any children I have with her, or myself would be in danger. If I make her mad, she's gonna kill them all.
right? If like you're gonna marry her and you have a kids with her, she's definitely gonna kill your children, even as usual, she's gonna finish you. So we that we've been thinking that okay, we leave the black women and we go for Becky. You see what they are doing to their children? They're killing themselves and killing their husband as well. So when you go as a black man, it's the same thing they are going to do to you.
Right. And then you know what? She stabbed this boy multiple times and texted daddy and told the daddy, hey, this is what's going on when you get home. Imagine getting a text from your wife saying she just stabbed your son to death. And when you get home, you're going to see his dead, bloody body with all of these stab wounds in it.
Hmm. Hey Max, refresh my memory. Okay, a pocket knife. It says she stabbed him with a pocket knife. Isn't that kind of hard? I keep thinking these little bitty, dull-looking knives. But yeah, she.
Yeah.
You know how much force that would be required?
Yeah. So she wanted the boy to suffer because she hates the daddy so much. So she took it out on the baby boy. Again, y'all, this is a status symbol we're talking about here. Is that what your man Quincy Jones said? Is that what your boy LAR, whatever the hell this wacky name is? That these women are status symbols? This is what your status symbol is doing, murdering children.
Mm-hmm. Murdering children. Yeah, yeah. I wonder if she was abusing that poor, that man. Cause for her to just to be texting him all this stuff sounded like something she done before.
Now, does it say anything about a motive in the article on why she did it?
They still trying to find out the why.
I'll be right
But the
back.
police have been called there. Okay. But the police have responded to domestic disturbance type complaint at the apartment a couple of times already this year. So, hey, there was some domestic issues going on over there. Yeah, why is it always domestic type issues for them? That goes to mind to what I was saying earlier. She must have been abusing him. Why else would they say domestic disturbance type complaints at the apartment a couple of times a year? Not domestic disturbance, not domestic violence, domestic disturbance type complaint. So what they were arguing? They were arguing. There was the babies were crying, and they did not care. Yeah, did he walk away from an argument? You know, some men when they so mad and they don't want to hit the woman, they walk out just to go calm down for a while. Say, I'll see you on Monday. You know, and she got to have the last word. So, black woman has the last word. She might come to your job. She might follow you out the door. But Becky got to have the last word. She gonna kill your children and leave. so you can be traumatized. Oh, I'm gonna have the last word in this, one way or the other, and be like something like, next time you shouldn't have leave. You should have let me have my say. Don't leave. Becky's feel entitled. You are not supposed to leave. Not supposed to walk away. Um, when they talking to you, so you hook up with a Becky. You gotta wonder, hey, if not only is she gonna attack and kill you, if y'all have an argument and you walk away to go cool down, and you don't let her have her last words, is she gonna have her last word in a violent, sick way? Mm-hmm.
Right? Because they are not going to, she is not going to allow you to do whatever you want to do. So if she's saying the last word and you are not listening for it, that means she's gonna fire you and let you be off on this earth. She's not having time for you like the way we black women we have time for you. Whatever you've been treating us, we still have time for you. The Peckies doesn't have any time for you.
Mm-hmm. And this go to show you, Becky don't think of her children as her children. No black woman would do that to her child just to prove a point.
Right.
She don't see her children as her children. She see it as the man's children. So she gonna hurt him. She's gonna take it out on the children because they're not her children, even though she
Yeah,
birthed
because
them.
see, we right. Because see, we black women, even if the men are not taking our children, we still have the children, we take care of the children. So we think the children belongs to us. We don't think the children belongs to the men. We know it's the men who makes our pregnant, but we know it's the women we supposed to be with the children. But Peckish doesn't think that way. All they think is like, okay, it's the man who lets me pregnant, so the babies or the children is for the man. And that's
Well,
not right.
this is a status symbol, though. Okay, this is a status symbol. This is the way a status symbol views children. They view children as bargaining pieces or things that they can use to hurt other people. But they say this type of woman is a status symbol. They don't say that she's psychotic. They say that she's a status symbol. This is who they encourage young black men to be with. Now, what I don't understand is these people claim to be smart. Well, if you're that smart, how is it that you're ignoring the history of this woman that you claim is a status symbol? She has one of the most deadliest, bloodiest histories in this country towards black people, especially black children. They have unmarked grave sites filled with black children that were murdered by the status symbol that you see on the screen.
Yeah,
There
they
are
do.
houses built on top of dead black children that was put there by the status symbol that you see on screen. And so when you hear stuff like that, right, you have to ask yourself this question. What is wrong with the mentality of the black men who are saying this? Well, let me tell you. What's wrong with the mentality of these type of black men is that one, they've given up. They don't want to fight. They're too frail to fight. They're too afraid to fight.
Mhm.
And so the courage that they should have towards their enemy, they have somehow salvaged and turned it against other black people because they feel that it's comfortable for blacks to hurt other blacks. Because if you're hurting other blacks, then whitey won't bother you. He
Mhm.
may still kill you, but he won't bother you. See, according to these people, bother and killing are two different things,
Mhm.
right? They don't want to be bothered. They don't have a problem with being killed. They just don't want to be bothered by Whitey.
Mhm.
And so this is why many of them sit up here and pretend that nothing is going on. And they have made their little niche in white society. They get their little checks from white people, they get their little butter biscuits from white people, and they're happy. And they're looking at other black people like, what's wrong with you? I made it.
Mhm.
You got black people now fighting for a
Right.
seat at master's table. How is it that you're fighting amongst each other for a better position at the master's feet? These black people are fighting for a better position at master's feet, and some are willing to take black life to get a seat at the table. You know, Django really taught me something about black folks. When you look at that movie Django, right? People thought it was just another slave movie. No, it wasn't just another slave movie. It really taught you something about what your black people are today.
Mhm.
The fact that somebody like Jamie Foxx, a sellout like Jamie Foxx, would even make a movie like that. Kerry Washington would even make a movie like that. Do anybody pay attention to how white people praise black people when they play slaves in movies?
Mhm.
You want to get an Oscar, the quickest way to an Oscar, one of the quickest
Mhm.
ways to an Oscar. Well, I've identified two quick ways to an Oscar if you're a black person. If you're a black woman, play a slave and play it well. That'll get you an Oscar. And have sex with a white man on screen. That'll get you an Oscar too. I.e. Halle Berry, Billy Bob Thornton.
Okay.
Anybody want to? Anybody want to? Anybody want to dispute that? That's how she got that Oscar for Monsters Ball.
No, I didn't
Hmm.
really think about it. I
Getting
still
her
ain't
back,
seen the movie.
getting her back blown out by Billy Bob Thornton. But
Mhm.
some people argue with you. No, man, she got it because she really acted out in that movie. She really acted it.
Yeah, she
Seriously?
acted. She got like her back is wrong.
No, man, you no. She didn't get that Oscar for having her back blown out. She really acted it in that movie. Go look at Monsters Ball and look at Halle Berry's performance, and then go look at Halle Berry's performance in other movies. That was nowhere near her best performance. All she did was get up there and act like a concubine and get her back blown out and got an Oscar for it. These are the two quickest ways if you're a black woman to get to an Oscar. People ask me, well, why you got so much respect, Max, for Whoopi Goldberg? Well, the reason why I got a lot of respect for Whoopi Goldberg is because she got her Oscar of her own talent. She didn't get her back blown out by Billy Bob Thornton or anybody like that. And there are a lot of women out there that deserve Oscars, like Octavia Spencer. But and so when you play a slave, you get noticed, right?
Mhm.
White people praise you. Oh, she was so good. Look at Napita Nyong'o, right? What happened to what happened to her
Right.
15 minutes of fame? She played a slave in the movie called 12 Years a Slave. and she became temporarily famous. And she's from Kenya, beautiful black woman. I didn't realize how beautiful she was until I seen her without all of the makeup on. This is a beautiful black woman. But because she played a slave, this was her claim to fame. But where is she now? You see, that fame wears off. You see, once you play a slave, you got to keep playing a slave. Like Kerry Washington. She's become basically a slut for white folks. And what kills me is black folks seem to go above and beyond when they're doing something for white people. Above and beyond. This is why I don't like gospel. People tell me I'm crazy. Man, you don't like gospel? No, I don't. Because gospel ain't nothing but black folks singing their hearts out for a fictionary character. A character that never existed. And they're singing their hearts out. Some of our best singers in the known world are singing gospel music. And when you look at the stuff they talk about, right, about secular music and all this other nonsense, when you read the Bible and you read what God says, they don't say anything about no secular music. And then, right, don't say anything about any of this stuff. A lot of this stuff is made up. A lot of this stuff is nothing but programming, things that white people want you to think, they want you to say because it keeps you behaving a certain way. You keep it. How do you keep a giant from killing you? Well, one, you can keep that giant entertained, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you keep the giant entertained and laughing, it won't kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Black people are giants and don't know that they're giants. And what does the white man do? He keeps you entertained. And he keeps you entertaining. Like if you do something really funny that really makes the giant laugh, and then you try to get the giant to do the same thing, all for the sake of laughter, that giant is going to try to mimic what you're doing because that giant, right, thinks it's funny. And the giant wants to be funny too.
Right.
So they got black people acting like court jesters, singing, dancing, flipping, twerking, tap dancing, dancing jigs, buck dancing, butt kicking, bunny hopping, singing for chicken. and quiet as kept. What are black people known for? Entertainment and sports. What does entertainment and sports do? Entertainment is self-explanatory. Sports is also entertainment. So they keep you occupied with entertainment to the point where they've surrendered entertainment to you. So as long as you're entertaining and entertaining, you're not thinking about anything else worthwhile. That's one of the reasons why you're so addicted to drama. Because what is drama? Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that you put on all of these performances and stuff like this. You know, when you go to the churches, you see people falling all down on the floor, acting a fool. You know, we watched the movie Panther. Not the Black Panther with Chadwick Boseman, but the other Panther with Mario Van Peebles. And when they was getting their butts kicked by the police officers, remember when they were in jail? There was a scene with Bobby Seale, Huey P. Newton, and the townspeople were in jail because they was fighting the police.
Yeah.
And the only fool in there that was talking was the Reverend. And the only one that made sense in there, and the only one that made sense in there really was Bobby Seale, even though Huey P. Newton said some powerful stuff. But Bobby Seale was the only one that made any real sense. He said, Brother Malcolm said, we got to stop singing and start swinging. That was the simple truth. But what did the Reverend say? He was the only one in there that sounded like a fool. Yeah. The Reverend in there was the only one that sounded like a fool. We let us pray. We must pray for them because they know not what they do. How is it that somebody been beating you upside your head for 400 years don't know what they're doing by now? The white man has been kicking our ass for 500 years. And you still walking around here talking about something they know not what they do? If that's what you believe, then you're a damn fool. And you deserve to be treated the way you're being treated. Because you're a damn fool if that's what you believe. And that's just what it is. That's the simplistic truth. They've been whooping our ass and murdering us and brutalizing us for 500 years, and it's still continuing. And if you're walking around here talking about something they know not what they do, then you are a damn fool. And you deserve what you get. Get that thing off the screen. That status symbol. And this is what we come up with again. This is why we're so addicted to drama. This is why we cannot focus, because we want to see the person get their ass kicked. We want to see somebody get beat up. You know why? Because we got what I like to call, right, kicked ass syndrome. Mm-hmm. Kicked with an ED on the end. Kicked ass syndrome. We've been getting our asses kicked for so long, we developed kicked ass syndrome. And it's so bad now, we get excited because we want to see somebody else get their ass kicked for a change. So as soon as we hear some kind of issue about somebody fighting or getting ready to go at it, we want to go see somebody get their ass kicked. So we all drop what we're doing and go running. Think about it. You could be starving for 12 days, and you just happened on a bowl of ramen noodles. And because you've been starving for 12 days, that bowl of ramen noodles tastes so good. But as soon as somebody come out and tell me, yo, man, so-and-so getting ready to go down, you're going to drop that bowl of ramen, even though you've been starving for 12 days. You're going to drop that bowl of ramen and you're going to see somebody get their ass kicked. Now, after you done went and saw the show, you remember that you're still starving, right? So now you go back, you can't go back and get the ramen noodles no more because when you drop the bowl, all your ramen noodles spilled out on the floor. So now you don't have nothing to eat again. You're back to square one. You're starving again. Kicked ass syndrome. We even praise black people for getting their asses kicked. No other race does this. No other race put people on pedestals for getting their asses whooped. Black people do, though. Oh, we got hustle. This is why I got a problem with Black History Month. Black History Month is filled with black people, historic black people, who has historically gotten their asses whooped. What does our Black history consist of? People getting thrown off buses, people getting their heads knocked off, marching, getting their asses whooped during marches. We keep hearing the same speech of Dr. King. We keep being reminded that Dr. King was a failure. Keep, you know,
Uh-huh.
they don't even say nothing about Malcolm X. We keep being reminded of black failure. Black History Month is about black failure. It's
Uh,
disguised. It's disguised as black achievement, but it's really about black failure. Even the inventors that they talk about had all of their stuff stolen from them. It's about black failure. It's about black woulda, coulda, shouldas. It's not about anything prominent or anything that exists today that black people are benefiting off of and going forward in life. That we're excelling from. We don't have the Marcus Garveys. Where are we? We don't have the Dr. Kings. Where are we? We don't have all these people, and where are we? We're in a situation where black men hate women. Black women are starting to hate black men. Our boys are out of control because of absentee fathers. Despite that, they keep trying to hit you in the face with black men make the best fathers, and black men are the most this, the most that. I still don't know where the hell they get that from, because that certainly don't reflect reality today. Our boys hate girls. Many of our boys are becoming effeminate and gay, and they hate women. Almost everything now is anti-black family. You got the manosphere, they anti-black family. All of the black factions are anti-black family. You got people talking about the hell with black love. Except this channel, we promote black love. So, and then you got the nerve to say that these Beckys, who have a bloody history of murdering black children and murdering black men or getting black men murdered, you had the nerve to say that they're a status symbol. You know, when Quincy Jones said being with a white woman was a status symbol, how many of y'all took that as an insult? I'm talking about a real hardcore insult. You had a black man. Well, actually, he's a gay black man. Quincy Jones is a bisexual. Okay, who has sex with other men. When he said that white women were a status symbol, how many of y'all took that as a serious insult? A serious insult. I'm talking about an insult to your ancestors. This man said
Right.
the very woman that got Emmett Till. And let me explain something to you. Emmett Till is just the ones that we heard of.
oh, yeah. Yes. The ones we heard of.
When a black man said that this white woman is a status symbol, how many of y'all took that as a really bad insult, slap in the face to who you are as black people? The very woman that he said is a status symbol got young Emmett Till brutalized, tortured, and murdered. Got countless men sent to their death. Murdered countless black children. When Harry Belafonte said that a black woman can do nothing for a black man except hold him back, how many of y'all took that as a serious insult? Not many. Not many. You know why? Because these guys went on to become superstars and got a lot of support from black people. And so we know they're going to get support from white people because white people all are about division, right? But why did they get black support? You see, black people ain't ready to do nothing. If we were another race, we would have did something by now. If we were another race of people, we would have done something by now. We would have done something a long time ago. and not
Yeah.
just something. We would have done several things a long time ago.
Yeah.
Right.
How is it that you sit up here and listen to a black man say that there's nothing a black woman can do for a black man except hold him back, and then support somebody like that? Like I said, we're not ready for no revolutions. We keep talking about the revolution won't be televised and all this nonsense. Go on mute, please. I'll let y'all know when to come in. Everybody go on mute, please, but me. Thank you. All these black people on here that sing you this song and dance, right? And you hear a lot of them on social media talking about the revolution won't be televised. What are they doing? Reciting a record? What do you mean the revolution won't be televised? These people don't believe in no revolution. You can't even do something as simple as stop supporting the people who are dead set against you. People that you know are against you, you still support. So if that's what you're doing, then how the hell are you ready for some revolution? See, let's look at the simplicity of it all. Let's get behind the rhetoric. Let's get behind the pseudo rhetoric and the bullshit talk. Ain't nobody ready for no damn revolution when you're supporting people that hate your own kind. How are we ready for some revolution when we got 15,000 people, black people, in Kevin Samuels' chat? How are we ready for the revolution when we got 800 people, 900 people, 2,000 people sitting over there in Bernard Riley's chat? How are we ready for some revolution when we got thousands of black people, thousands of black people giving Sonetta $1.3 million for a bullshit fucking event called Kim It On Trial? They made $1.3 million off of that and didn't give the black community one dime. How are we ready for some damn revolution? Do you even know what a revolution is? You know how serious a revolution is? People die in revolutions. Revolutions, revolutions are nothing to play with. Revolutions are about bloodshed. Revolutions aren't fairy tales or things that you just walk around here and say. So, what revolution are you really ready for? And how does it sound to you, right? Because we're so symbolic, right? So, all somebody got to do is say to you, hey, the revolution won't be televised. And then you want it. Yeah, the revolution won't be televised. You don't even know what you're saying. What are you even saying? What are you agreeing to? What are you repeating? Do many of you even know what you're repeating when you say that? Do you even know what it means when they say, do you even know what it means when they say the revolution won't be televised? Basically, what they're telling you is that there won't be a revolution. Are you saying that we're going to have a war that nobody sees? With bodies dying everywhere? How are you going to hide that? I don't know of any war where there was dead bodies that was hidden from everyone. I don't know if you can achieve that, especially a war that would take place of this magnitude. How are you going to hide that many people being killed? So we hear people say, well, the revolution won't be televised. Oh, they pro-black. You see, we talk a good game and we with it when there's nothing that really has to go down, right? See, we've lost our courage. We've lost our way. We've lost our courage as a people. And we're willing to settle for fairy tales and make believe and symbolic gestures. You got black people walking around here right now who think that there is no racism. And some Negroes are even walking around here saying that there was never any slavery. Oh, and some Negroes, aka Dan Calloway, and them fools over there, Chief Holiday and them, believe that slavery did not happen the way it happened. They actually believe that slavery happened in the reverse. Yeah, you got some Negroes who believe that too. You got some Negroes believe that we actually brought white people over here on slave ships. So we got black folks running around here thinking that black people brought white people here on slave ships. You got other black folks thinking that a war is going to happen with all of these dead bodies that somehow we're going to hide from the rest of the world called the revolution. It's not going to be televised. No one's going to see it, but we're going to have all these dead bodies somehow nobody's going to see. I'm not sure how that's going to happen. But and then you got black people who believe that Becky, who is a murderer, who is notorious for getting black men killed, killing black children, is a status symbol. And you have black people, black men, who believe that the black woman could do nothing for a black man except hold him back. And guess what? All of these people get black support. That's why we won't ever do a damn thing in this country. Because of shit like that. I heard I've heard black people even call Jesse Lee Peterson brother. And these are some of the black people that you support, right? I've seen go to some of their channels, like the Tariq Nasheeds, right? Call Jesse Lee Peterson a brother. Seriously? I'm not going to say we're all scared, because I'm not, but most black folks are scared. We've become cowardly in nature. And I don't even know why we even talking tough anymore. Because we don't mean it. We can talk all we do now is talk tough. There's nothing behind the tough talk. It's just tough talk. Yeah, man. When you know how many people I heard talk crazy about the corona vaccine? All I heard was, I ain't taking nothing, man. They're gonna have to kill me. I ain't taking nothing. They're gonna have to kill me down to the last man in my house. I'm not taking nothing. Same folks. I just got my second shot. It ain't that bad. It's the same people talking about something. I ain't taking nothing. Now they on some. Well, my cousin took it, and I got some family members who took it. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take it because they didn't croak or something like that. But wait a minute. A couple of months ago, you was on some hardcore. I ain't taking nothing. They're gonna have to kill me. Now it's, well, my family members done took it. They seem to be doing okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it too, man. I'm just gonna see what's up. I think it's safe now, and so it goes to show you that we're not ready to do nothing. We're not ready to take a stand about nothing. That's why nobody's taking us seriously. That's why we're not getting reparations. We're not doing anything. All we're going to do is talk tough. That's all we're going to do. Because that is what our history says that we're going to do. That is what our immediate history right now is telling us. That is what we're going to do. And if you want the evidence of that, just look in the very immediate history, the last 5 years. That will tell you that that's exactly what we're going to do. And we're not going to do anything else. Okay? Not one thing. We're going to, excuse me, we're going to throw shots at each other. We're going to call each other out our name. We're going to cause drama. We're going to fight and bicker amongst each other. Some of us are going to talk about white supremacy, and some of us are going to talk about black women, and that's it. That's the end of our cable tow. That's it. We're not going beyond that. Now, the brothers who did decide to do something, right? They did it in vain. Micah Johnson, the other brother that was over there in New Orleans, they showed you that they was ready to do something. They gave up their lives to buck against the system, right? They all died in vain. You see anybody black following them? They blew Micah Johnson up with a robot laced with dynamite. See anybody black following his footsteps? But yet these are the black people that's telling you about some damn revolution. Now you had black folks, a couple of black folks that was really on it like that, right? That kicked it off. That gave their lives for the revolution. You don't see anybody backing them up. As a matter of fact, what you do is you see scared Negroes talking shit about them, man. They was dumb, man. That was stupid. Them niggas was crazy. I don't know why they went out there. Black folk ain't gonna stick together. And that's the sentiment, right? Isn't that what you hear all the time? Isn't that what we are? Isn't that what we support all the time? People who just give us a cheap conversation. Well, niggas, black folks ain't gonna stick together. Black folks ain't trying to do nothing. So we just support the people that give us a cheap conversation. We support the people that come on here and talk crazy, say things like, you're operating at a low level, you're vibrating at a low level. It's quantum physics. It's physics quantum. You know, any new thing. What's the new word? A monolith? I've been bouncing that around all over the place like they're so smart. What's the next word of the month? I remember when they was throwing holistic around like it was some kind of new word invented out of thin air. Everybody was on some holistically thinking, holistically this, holistically that. There's a bunch of copycat wannabes. And you know why we're like that? Because we have no power. Why do you think we take these channels and they're so precious to us? Because it's a false sense of ownership. We believe this ownership. We believe we actually own something on somebody else's platform. Think about that for a second. Think about this for a second. That what has to be wrong with your mind to where you actually believe that you own something on someone else's property? How do you go in somebody else's house and own something in it? How do you rent a room in someone else's house and believe you own the room? That's not your room. And so we have these platforms and we make these channels that we have no control over. Understand something. We have no control over these channels we make, right? Because it's not our platform. But yet you got people talking about my channel. It's a false sense of ownership. Because we don't actually own anything in real life. So this is the next best thing. This is the next best thing. To own a social media channel. To get you closer to something that you think that you control and you don't control. See, our mentality is all screwed up, people. When you sit down to really think about it in the grand scheme of things, right? Look how fragile our personalities have become. You can't even walk outside and have the courage to be yourself anymore. You have to be what other people want you to be. You have to conform to what society says is. This is why you have so many black people butchering themselves, committing social cosmetic surgery. You understand what I'm saying? People are doing all these things to themselves, augmenting themselves with butt injections and hair implants. I saw someone, 2 weeks ago, that had no hair on their face. All of a sudden, he showed up with this big bushy beard, like he Mario, out of nowhere. Beards don't grow that fast. Big bushy beard. I'm talking about some old 9-inch beard. Because people want to. Black people have become a people that want to mimic everyone else. We've become like chameleons. We want to become what everyone else is when everyone is trying to become what we are. It's like we're leaving our culture and other people are buying into our culture. We don't realize that we created an amazing culture in this country. We have a very unique culture. We are a unique people. There is no other people on earth like us. There are carbon copies, there are posers, but there is no one like us. And we have created a unique culture that has the rest of the world intrigued, except us. You got black folks walking around talking about we have no culture. You got other black folks talking about, well, our culture's in Africa, even though you weren't born in Africa. You got other folks walking around talking about you need to get knowledge yourself. You need to travel 50,000 miles in one direction to find knowledge yourself. You don't get, you can't find it in the home that you were born in and grew up in. For some reason, knowledge yourself isn't there. It's a million miles away somewhere on the other side of the world. So in order to find out who you are, you got to get on a plane and travel for 2 days to go to a land that's foreign to you, where you don't know anyone, where you did not grow up, where you did not study the culture or the ways of the people, and try to find knowledge yourself. And this is where we are. We've become a people who are confused. We lack courage. We don't own anything. In the grand scheme of things, it's about, like I said before, I don't care how many intellectuals come on here and tell you different. It's about guns and butter. And we don't have either. And the very guns that we do have, they're trained on each other. And the little bit of butter that we have, we've taken from each other. So when you talk about buns and gutter with us, guns and butter with us, it's actually deadly. You're pretty much talking about black on black crime at that point. But it's about guns and butter. We just don't have it. And I'm going to echo what Dr. Claude Anderson said. We own 1/2 or 1% of the wealth in this country. That's nothing. That's less than nothing. And we have the nerve to run around here seeking out drama when we own absolutely nothing. And we don't produce anything to speak of. But yet you got niggas running around here talking about they want to be respected as men. How can you be respected as a man when you don't produce anything? Men produce. Men build. Men solve problems. You Negroes don't do neither. You do none of the above. You don't solve problems. You don't build. You don't produce. So how in the world can you be respected as a black man? Again, you don't produce. Matter of fact, we can take it. As a matter of fact, we could turn this into a whole list for you, black man, and the reason why you shouldn't be respected as a man. For one, you don't take care of your children. You don't take care of the children you produce. You don't make a very good husband. You're a terrible provider. You don't protect your women and children. You don't protect your environment. You don't produce anything as far as products. You don't build anything. And you're not a leader. So how should how are you supposed to be respected as a man? You don't build anything to speak of. You don't own anything. You don't have a voice in this world. You don't say nothing. Yes, you play sports, right? But you play sports for white people's entertainment. You have an owner, which is nothing but a master. Your owner is your master. You're owned by people. They own you. All you are is a high paid slave. You're a slave that gets paid really well. And some of you aren't very good slaves, are very smart slaves because you give your money right back and you get yourselves in trouble. You got some high priced slaves right now who are in serious trouble. NFL players. You guys go to college, but yet you don't have the mentality to live like normal people in society because you get to the NFL, you get a little bit of money, and you think like white people. You think that you're a white person. You think that you have white privilege. You think that you can go around here and disrespect women and get away with it. You can go around here and label whatever woman you want and get away with it because you feel that you got white privilege, even though you got black skin. And when the reality hits you that you don't have white privilege and you find yourself in trouble, and that money that the master gave you to play sports, you are now spending on lawyers to keep your black ass out of jail. So you're not even a smart slave. You're a dumb, high paid slave who's about to part ways with that money. That's why they give you all that money. They don't have a problem giving you that money because they know that you're not smart enough to keep it. Now, some of you are, but not enough of you to hurt their pockets. They know the majority of you are going to give that money right back because you're a dumb slave. That's why they keep you dumb in college. We can sit up here and do a show. We did a show one time about Julius Peppers, who had 9 classes in college. They were all African American studies, and they were no show classes. So he actually got a degree from North Carolina in nothing. But because he was Julius Peppers, a monster defensive end, they didn't give a damn about no education. They just wanted him to hit people. They just wanted him. They wanted to just pay him $60 million to go hit quarterbacks. And people want to talk about Jamarcus Russell. Jamarcus Russell did the right thing. Jamarcus Russell was smart. Jamarcus Russell got all that money from the white folks and shitted on them. He did the right thing. So, ladies, come on in here.
Okay.
I can go on and on, but I want to get you ladies in here. Tell me what you think. What's your take on what I've been saying?
Well, it seemed like we're trying to avoid doing as little as possible, participating, backing our people up, withholding backing. We're not willing to do anything that seems like an inconvenience. We're not willing to sacrifice. Uh huh. Yeah. Yeah, we're not willing to sacrifice gun and butter. Okay. Yeah, yeah, we're not willing to
Right.
make this. We're not willing to make the sacrifices. We're not willing to do what needs to be done. We're not putting our people in check that's going out of line. We're not willing to give up anything that's inconvenient for us. Not willing to give up our entertainment. Not willing to so do the right thing. Um, so we go off into these all these little different groups and and um and so they can give us an excuse not to do, or we give lip service. Oh, we're willing to give the lip service because it doesn't take too much to do, but
Mm-hmm.
actually to do it, no, no. That's why you hear 1 minute they're saying, uh, "I'm not going to do that. You know, get me to do that. You have to kill me." And then the next thing, oh, it seemed to be okay. You know.
And then you look at how mixed up we are, right?
Mhm.
I'm looking at a couple right now, two black women. One
Mhm.
is wearing a power tie with a business shirt and suspenders.
Mhm.
Seriously,
She sounds like she's modeling for something. That's a.
you're not a model. This is what
Oh.
we are in serious trouble.
Mhm.
Okay, you know when I was watching Malcolm X, the movie Malcolm X,
Mhm.
when he was in jail, one thing I took note of what Brother Baines said. He said, Elijah Muhammad can get you out of prison,
Mhm.
the prison of your mind.
Mhm.
I can't get that out of my head because when I look at my people, I can't help thinking that we're in prison in our own mind.
Uh,
Hmm.
yeah.
I mean, look at all this stuff again. We keep supporting the wrong people. No matter, we can get people can come out and outright insult us, and we still will support them.
Mhm.
I'll never forget, before I started eating Chinese food,
Mhm.
I was in a Chinese restaurant, and there was a skinny black woman in there. She was a crackhead, right?
Mhm.
And they were selling lighters for 75 cents, cigarette lighters.
Mhm.
So I'm in there, I was about to get something. But then she got into an argument with the Chinese dude about he gave her the wrong
Hmm.
color lighter. And she went on and on to cuss him out, talking about how she may not purchase nothing in here no more. And the Chinese dude didn't say nothing. So she cussed this Chinese dude out for about 25 minutes and then turned around and bought the lighter from him anyway.
Mhm.
I mean, I walked out after that because I was disgusted by that. You did all of that. You went through all of this and turned around and gave him your money anyway.
Uh-huh.
I don't care if it was 75 cents. You gave your money to him anyway. As you cussed him out, called him all kinds of names, told him how offended you were, and still gave him your money.
Mhm.
That's weakness.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, too many of us have done that. Go
Now
for the
you heard about
moment.
now y'all heard about the revolution that won't be televised.
I always wondered what they meant by that.
Hmm.
They're trying to say that the war is going to be hidden. You got another thing coming. You think you're going to hide a war?
Yeah,
Yeah. You're not hiding the war. I
jeez.
don't care how much you think you can. You won't hide a war.
Yeah, and when everybody got social media everywhere, it's even harder.
Yeah. Listen, even though we are pro-black over here,
Mhm.
y'all very rarely hear us say black power.
Mhm.
We rarely say that. The reason why we don't say that is because we the real deal.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Y'all don't hear us talking like that. We don't need to. We know that this is about black power and what we try to do. You already know that. We don't have to say black power, black power, black power. We only say it when we have to say it because we want it to actually mean something. We don't want to just keep saying it and there's nothing behind it. So
Ugh.
we only say it. So we only say it here on this channel when we achieve something for black people that means something. That's when we use the term black power. When it means something. We don't just say it to be saying it. We only say it when it has a chance to actually mean something to black people. And again, this is why I have a problem with Black History Month because so many black people are brainwashed that black people need Black History Month and we don't. Black History Month is an insult. One of these days, y'all going to see that. It's an insult to us. It's not about black achievement. It's not about black growth. It's not about any of that.
Mhm.
It's about a mockery of black people. It's about a constant reminder of the worst times in the history of black people in this country. It's about black failure. It's about a constant reminder of black failure. It's a constant reminder of black thievery. It's a constant reminder of black mistreatment. And it's told to us over and over and over again. And you don't think anything of it because you got black people telling you that it means something. It doesn't mean a damn thing. You need to go take a look at Black History Month again. You are being tricked into thinking that it actually means something to black people. It's just a constant reminder of black mistreatment, black failure, and black thievery. How things were stolen from us, how we failed in our endeavors, how we were set up by fake Negro leaders, and those Negro leaders are glorified, how we constantly got our asses whooped.
Mhm.
That's what it is a reminder of. Again, yeah.
Yeah, I'm one that hadn't thought of it that way. I just knew that we got too narrow view of Black history. We seem to be stuck on MLK, Martin Luther King. You're right. We don't talk about Malcolm X. Shooks. Sometimes we're talking about the different inventors, but I didn't take it as okay. Those were things that was taken away from us or stolen, and so there was a loss.
Mhm.
Is it
Uh,
you don't care about things that they stole from us?
mhm. But Shooks. A lot of it is a loss. Uh, but I know it started as a reminder that we were part of the American history thing. But I can understand why uh, why I feel that way. But it's a counter to the white people are superior attitude that certain blacks have. The white person's superior. He's smarter. He's this and that. He invented more things. No, he didn't. He stole a bunch of inventions.
Yeah, but we have our own people also selling we to the white people, even though white people steal everything from us. We have our own black people who are still selling the black people to the whites, and they don't think about what happens to us in 80s, then time. They don't think about it, and they don't care.
Yeah, so I used to get in arguments with this old black man about no, white people are not smarter, white people are not superior, and that's how the history came about. That's why the inventors were talked about. Um, the contribution that black people made was mainly to rub it in their face. No, white people are not superior, white people are not smarter. No, they didn't invent these things. Uh, and that their education ain't better. Their um the education is not better. Their uh
Yeah, because they don't want to give you quality education so that you be passing of them. That's why they want us to learn what they are doing, and they don't want us to be in our education system. They don't want us to be in our black schools to learn because they knew black people, our mind is very fast.
yeah. Oh yes, and even before desegregation, even though we had the worst books, the worst schools, our people were still smarter, better, and that's what the worst. We were better than these so-called white people who had the best, and they still weren't up to slowest or unlearned black person, because we have a lot of black people who did not have a college education or even a high school education, but their skills in other areas was superior. I knew I grew up with a man who was pretty much a walking accountant. Accountant. He had numbers. Um, he had like a photographic memory for numbers. So that when there was an issue, the books had gotten lost or messed or destroyed for the church. He went over it, line by line, everything, every account and stuff like that. But yet this man only had a third grade education, could only write his name, and could barely read. Yeah, um, this man had homes, repaired his houses, taught his sons how to be mechanics, carpenters, build bicycles from scratch, you know, and everything.
Hmm.
Hmm hmm Yeah.
Yeah, but they know we can. They know it that when they give us these chances, black, we're going to mold everything by ourselves, and we are not going to buy it from them. We are not going to learn what they are doing. So they don't want us to get this kind of mindset and learn, and they
Mm-hmm.
don't want us to produce. So they tell our people they shouldn't buy our own. The black people own is not good. Black people think that they produce is fake. So that always our attention will be on them, and then we go to their stores to buy it from them. But that is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
See, when everybody is going to their stores, we've been buying everything that we need on the black stores. See, I tell you, our black communities is going to be improved. It's going to move forward. We'll see a change from it. But when we still following these people and we think white people has everything, so we need to go to their shoppers and buy everything. Oh, yeah, I tell you, they will still continue to losing things, and we are not going to move forward, and they'll be still laughing at us always.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's another thing that was bad about desegregation. Okay, when we were separated, uh, white people was in their delusion that they were superior. They pretty much left us alone. But when we had to come together, they saw that the so-called uh, um, black people who is unintelligent or dumb or just animals, that they actually was smarter than them, faster than them, stronger than them, better than them, and it was busting their bubble, the little delusion bubble that they had, that they were the superior race. Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm. And, and that's when they start going out of yeah, they did stuff like took money that was supposed to go to equally to all the schools and put more towards their schools than ours. They did give us their old books and kept the new books for them. And I
Yeah,
personally
so that
money.
yeah, so that always we're going to see their schools being like, okay, they have everything in their schools, and when you go to the black schools, they have nothing. They have old books, and they don't teach well. They don't do this. That is what actually white people, they think they are smart, but they are not smart. We are very smart more than them. We are very smart more than them, and they knew that, hey, when they give you they give our opportunity to build our schools, to let our education curriculum move forward. They know we are not going to find any black child in their schools. They
Yeah.
know it. That's why they influence everyone to send their children to their schools, because their school is good, their school is better, they have everything. That is a big lie.
Well, they were never trying to encourage black folks to go to their school. In fact, they try to keep their schools, still trying to keep their schools separate by doing um, the I guess you could say the red line, the school lines, so that all black kids go to these poor schools, and all white kids go to these either private schools, or these schools that's supposed to be zoned because there's a lot of white people there. So it just happens to be that way, supposedly, because that's where the school line is. Yeah, but I'm starting to understand how upsetting that this is for a lot of people. Um, and it's a constant reminder of that. But that's the way they want to make it. They want to they want us to feel like feel like it's a loss. Ain't nothing. But I understand that you don't want to hear it after year after year after year. But there's some places they never got past Martin Luther King. Black History Month seemed to be another Martin Luther King Day, and they trying to break from that. They're trying to tell other aspects of our history. Because if we erase it, we might as well let them go ahead and erase slavery and say that we are servant. Hey, but we're not about to let them do that. We're not about to let them whitewash it and lie about that history. That no, you brought us here as slaves, because you're not going to change history. Um, um, so that we'll stop talking about it. I feel the same way the invention. We're not gonna let them just whitewash over and have it that these white people invented these things. No, these white people stole it. It was invented by black people, and they stole it. I know it's terrible. It's hard to hear, and it's maddening. But if you're gonna let them, if you're gonna let yourself not deal with that, you might as well let them go ahead and change the history books into that we were servants.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. There's always going to be a part of our history we do not like. We do not like the fact that our people's inventions were stolen. We don't like the fact that our people's wealth was stolen. We don't like the fact that our people were lynched, burned, just because they can do it. And
Yeah.
we shouldn't let them forget about it. We beat them over the head with it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, um, and with so many generations coming after us, we stop. With the black history, there's so many generations after us that don't know. They're gonna hear only the white version of our history, and we know how the white version wants to be. They want to pretend it didn't happen. They want us to shut up about it. Should we just shut up about it? Should we just shut up about? Okay, we're not gonna talk about it anymore. It didn't happen. No, we weren't. We weren't slaves. We were servants. No, you did not treat us like cattle and animals. We were just, lowly servants, and that y'all paid us a wage. Y'all treated us kindly. That let me see. Somebody tried to bring up the servants, the slaves were treated well. Bull crap. Do you know how the humane? Okay, let's get a little history. You know how humane society was formed? It was formed for black slaves because they were being mistreated. Before it was for animals, it was for us. So if we were so called being treated well and stuff like that as slaves, then why did they have to have a humane society? All right, Abena, it looks like I'm running people off with my rhetoric, with my talk. You know,
Yeah.
mhm. So mm, let's just go ahead and end it.
Yeah, we have to end it because it's been late for me also here. And moreover, okay, as soon as we're gonna end it, I have something to say that see, we being black and our mind being especially the way they create us. But the white people want us to know that we have nothing. See, we shouldn't see ourselves that way. Whatever they have still from us, let's move forward and take it from them.
Mhm.
When we stop buying it from their shops, we collapse their shops, and then with the black shops is going to be improved.
Mhm.
When we stop going to their school is going to collapse because the black schools is going to be higher. When we stop spending money for them, doing a whole lot of bullshit for them, things that is not important. Black people, we need to learn something. See, ask yourself, look at the way they put us in slavery and they took everything that we have. They know the quality thing that we have. They take it from us and they tell us everything being evil, everything being spoiled. It's not good for us to use it. So now, if we are having our own things, we are scared because we think it's not good for us to use it because of what they have tell us.
Mhm. Yeah.
And
Question is people willing to sacrifice, go with the inconvenience of going out of the way to find black owned, going out of the way to take their kids out of school and teach them at home, or form their own little teaching pod, or doing the digital schooling, so that we can teach our children their history, and they don't go through the trauma of schooling under white people dealing with their uh
yeah,
their
because look
history.
at what they've been doing to our children in their schools. They makes our children being like, okay, you can't go to school because the way even the mistress or the way the teachers in their schools will treat you, you don't feel like going to school. You feel the kind of way, okay, I don't need to go to school anymore. I just want to be in the house. And that is the kind of mentality they want to put in our children's mind. They don't want our children to move forward. They want them to sit backwards so that they will be pointing finger on our children, be laughing at us. See, black people, let us get up and be vigilant and save our children, save our community, save the things that we have lost for so many years. We need to get it back.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. I know so many kids I know that want to drop out of the school, mainly for because of the teachers, but because they don't like the way the teachers are talking to them or the teachers are treating them.
Right.
Uh huh. So but that's a sacrifice. Um, or for those who can't, because they can't be home, try to farm pots. There's plenty of retired teachers. See if one be willing to help. They willing to, you know, help your children with the digital learning while you at work. You know.
Mhm.
hmm Yeah,
Yeah.
or work with other other mothers, and y'all have a little group. I know that's what a few did for quarantine. Um, it started off with some the children and a few of the cousins, and they form a pot, and the parents would rotate. This parent had this many days, this parent had another few days, and another parent or the grandparents came in. Yeah, I knew
Hmm.
one where it was a rotation between the grandparents and the son and the daughter. Yeah, and that's how they were able to do it without anybody losing any work. Hmm. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Um. All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging in there. Uh. And y'all have a good night. We'll see you next time for Ladies Night. We might have a Gangster Talk or a Team Black Star. We'll see coming up. We don't see you then. We'll see you next time for Ladies Night. Peace, power,
Peace,
and
power,
unity.
peace, power, unity for everyone.